Hey everyone, and welcome to another devlog video for the procedural city generator. Today's going to be fairly short, but I did want to do a follow-up on the Crossroads. If you saw the last video, I basically decided to do the road crossroads, or where the roads connect, basically here, by having a separate blueprint that will be basically placed on top of the road and would basically convert visually that intersection into a proper crossroad. And last time I had the blueprint and it was all manual. You would place it manual and you can adjust things like the width and the length and the different props that would spawn to try and create something that looked decent. The next step was to actually create the logic to spawn these crossroads programmatically. So obviously you don't have to do it manually because obviously we're spawning, potentially hundreds of roads on a city. You want to make sure that the crossroads are automatically generated. Now, one of the challenges was how to place these crossroads and decide the exact location and width. But another one was, where does the logic reside? At first I was thinking it'll just be on the generator itself, but the issue is that if you generate all the roads and the crossroads are automatically generated, if you make a change to one of the roads, then you would have to regenerate all of the crossroads again, and that doesn't make sense. So I ended up doing is I ended up putting the logic in the road itself, which I think is probably the best solution here. And you can see here now that I have a little utility button that says spawn crossroads. So instead of having the generator do this, the roads themselves can now spawn the crossroads, and they can do that in a smart way. So let me show you what I mean here. So say that I have this road that obviously just connected to this road here, and this is a main road, so it's 2 and 2, and this is a minor road. So you can see, if I click on spawn crossroads, you'll notice that automatically this road detected that there is a main road here and spawned the crossroad with the right length and the right width. So you can see here it matches perfectly, and also spawned another crossroad here with only one line with the correct width just to match it and make it look just like that. And you can see that because I'm doing it programmatically, it's one single mesh that automatically does that, and look how much better that looks. This texture here is not final. I've been mucking around with the material trying to get the texture to look as best as possible, but this is probably better than the last one. So a couple of things to note here is, because I'm doing this programmatically, I can actually have default settings per road type, which is really cool. So notice that because this is a main road, when I spawned this blueprint here, I automatically said, hey, if this crossroad is in a main road, we want to have these bigger stoplights to be the default. But because this is a minor road, I want the default to be a smaller light here. If I come here and do the same thing for this side road, and I click on generate spawn crossroads, notice that the default here is a stop sign because this is only a one-way road, right? Yet this still has the two big lights because, again, this is a main road. Yet here, these two have the minor lights because this is a minor road. So it's very easy for me to do that and keep a consistent look throughout the city. And you can easily change those defaults by going into the blueprint itself. And you can see I have a little function called set defaults, and it takes a road type. And that is basically called programmatically by the road every single time. So if you wanted different defaults, you could come here and change the settings here. Super easy, as you can see. Or if you wanted to tweak a specific intersection, then of course you can do that. So let's say that even though the default is the small lights, I come here and say, actually, I want the big lights. It would be as simple as just making the change manually here. So we keep consistency throughout the city based on the road type, and then we can tweak the specific intersections because, for whatever reason you want something different. So in this case, I don't want a stop sign. I actually want a small light. So you can easily customize it. But again, the cool thing is that the roads themselves do the checking, which means that now all I need to worry about is spawning the roads And I'm going to quickly press here. There you go. And look, you can see that they're calling. I specifically made these call quicker because I found that if you put all of these guys on a city, they were eating a significant amount of frame rate. Probably about 20 on a big city. 20 frame rate is huge. So I decided to call the distance. Now notice that I have a max draw distance here of 15,000. You can obviously tweak that to, you know, based on your specs and everything. But for now, by default, I have it fairly short. You know, if you have a flight simulator, you probably want to change that. But if you're on the street and you have a bunch of buildings, you probably don't need such a long call distance. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. I actually have it right now. If you look here on the roads, I actually have a new button that says Spawn Crossroads, and it is actually working. If I generate a city and I put all my roads, if I click this button, it'll actually generate all of the crossroads for that road type that I have selected. So that is working. But there are some issues that I have with the road algorithm themselves. Right now, notice that the connections are perfectly perpendicular, and that means that the connections are obviously looking great. Right now, some of the roads are connecting in unoptimal angles, which means that it doesn't look as nice. So right now, I'm actually really happy with the crossroads. You know, with the way they look and the way they're coming out. My work is now on the generation of the roads themselves because I want them to have perfect connections like you see here. Obviously, this was manually put in here, but if I can get the algorithm to connect the roads as close as possible to this, then automatically the crossroads will look great. And again, because this is a separate blueprint, it is very easy for me to add more props or change the props or change the lines here. So literally the sky's the limit as to how much customization I can do. And then we can go ahead and add those props to the default. So that is pretty much it, guys. It's just a short video, a follow-up, but I'm really happy that I made this decision. As you can see, in my opinion, the crossroads look really good. If you want to see some pictures of the actual cities, I did post a bunch on Discord as I was working on this the other night. So if you're not part of the Discord, go ahead and join. I'm way more active there. If you want to get sneak previews of what's coming, I post pictures there. I have discussions. I only get very limited quiet time to make this video, so this is why they're more sporadic. So yeah, what do you guys think about this method? I think I'm sold for now. I think this is the way I'm going to go. If you have any suggestions about additional props or defaults, if you see some specific patterns in your city, do let me know, because again, this is all very much early on. I'd love to hear what you think. Join the Discord if you haven't. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video.